In this video, we will learn how to create lookalike audiences in Meta ads. But before we do that, let's quickly understand what is a lookalike audience. So this is meta literature about lookalike audience. So let's go through it. A lookalike audience is a way your ads can reach new people. Please note this term, new people, who are likely to be interested in your business because they share similar characteristics to your existing customers. So when you say existing customers, these existing customers can be either your own customers who have made a purchase with you, or these can be those people who have already interacted with your business in some way. For example, these might be people who have already visited your website, or people who have liked or commented on your post, on your reels, okay, or who have watched your videos, etc. Okay. So basically, we use data of those customers or those people who are already your customers or who have interacted with your business in some way. And we use this data to find similar people in Meta's ecosystem. So if we read further, a lookalike audience uses an existing custom audience that you select for its source audience. So like I said, this custom audience, right? These are those people who are already your existing customers or who have interacted with your business. So you first need a custom audience, and then you use that custom audience as a source to create lookalike audience. So now that we understand what is lookalike audience, let's move to our ads manager and learn how to create lookalike audiences. So once you are in your ads manager account, go to this section on the left hand side, audiences. Click on this, you will land on this page, which is audience section. Okay. Now, if you have not created any audience earlier, you won't see these audiences. This list which you are seeing here, these are the audiences which I have already created earlier. These are custom audiences as well as lookalike audiences. But if you have not created any audiences earlier, nothing to worry. You won't see any of these options, but you just go to this section, which is create audience. Click on it. You will see these three options: custom audience, lookalike audience, and saved audience. So as we read earlier, you need to create custom audiences first, which will work as a source for your lookalike audience. So I'm assuming you're creating audiences for the first time. So let's create custom audience first. Click on custom audience. Now you can create custom audiences from multiple sources. There are two different sources. It can be either your sources, which is your website, your customer list, your app activity, or your catalog, or your offline activity, or it can be meta sources, which are video. So the videos or reels which you have already uploaded on Instagram or Facebook, your own Instagram account, lead forms, etc., etc. So these are different sources using which you can first create custom audiences. In this video, I will show you one example each from your sources and from meta sources, using which you can create a custom audience. So let's first learn how to create a custom audience using the website option. If you hover around this icon, you will see what it says is create an audience based on website visitors from your meta pixel. Okay, so let's select this option, website, and click on next. Once done, you will land on this section. Okay, so the first option is source. Source obviously is your Facebook pixel or meta pixel. So this is my pixel. Once you land here, you will see your pixel as the source. So this is the default option. Nothing needs to be done here. Now in this second section, events, you can select either all website visitors. So basically you can create a custom audience with all of your website visitors, or you can select these different options. For instance, people who have visited specific pages on your website, or you can also create custom audience with visitors by time spent. For instance, if you select this option, visitors by time spent, you can select top 25 percentile or even 10 percentile or 5 percentile of your website visitors. But for this scenario, just to keep it simple, I am creating a custom audience with all website visitors. Next is select retention days. This is nothing but the number of days you want your website visitors to remain in your audience list since their last visit. Okay. So the maximum available time is 180 days, or you can select any other option. So if I am selecting 30 days as the option, what it means is it will create a custom audience of those people who have visited my website in the last 30 days. Okay, it's very simple. You can change it to any number. We can even change it to 180 days. That's it. Then just give a name to the audience. So we will name it website visitor 2. I'm calling it website visitor 2 because I already have a website visitor audience, but I'm creating this audience just to teach you. So website visitor 2 and click on create audience. That's it. We are done. So you can see next steps here, create a lookalike audience, create an ad, create another custom audience, but we'll come to this later. For now, we'll just close it. So we are done. Just close this option and you can see your custom audience website visitor 2 has been created. So this is one of the custom audiences that we created. We'll create one more custom audience so that you know how to create custom audiences from meta sources as well. So you select any of these options. I am selecting the lead form option. Lead form is basically I have run some lead form ads earlier and now I want to create a custom audience of those people who have interacted with these lead forms. So select this option, click on next. Now there are three options here. Anyone who opened this form, or people who opened but didn't submit form, or people who opened and submitted the form. So I want to select the third option, people who opened and submitted the form. Then you have to select your pages. So this is my page, growth learners. So I'm selecting this page. And now I have to simply select which are the forms for which I want to create the custom audience. So either you can select any of these options or you can select even multiple options. So I'm creating a custom audience of all people who have submitted a form whenever I ran a lead form campaign. So I've selected all three options. Retention time, again, you can select any number. In this case, the maximum time is 90 days. Okay. Just come down, give this audience a name. So I'll call it lead form audience 2 and then click on create audience. Again, simply click on done and we are sorted. So now what you have learned till now is how to create custom audience. So these are the two custom audiences which we created just now, website visitor 2 and second is lead form audience 2. Okay. Now, as you can see, availability, these audiences are still populating. Generally it takes maximum 24 hours for the audience to populate, but still it is available for use. Okay. So we can start either running our ads with this custom audience or we can create lookalike audience using this custom audience. So this is done. Now let's move to create lookalike audiences. So let's first create lookalike audience with this website visitor 2 custom audience. So click on this checkbox, select this and go to this symbol. You can see this 3 dot symbol, correct? Just click on it and select this option, create lookalike. So it says select your lookalike source. So by default that website visitor 2 should have appeared here. But even if it is not appearing here, you just click on this box which says select an existing audience or data source. Go to this part, other sources, come down. These are all the sources which I have as of now. You can ignore these. But when we go down, we can see the custom audience which we created together just now. So website visitor 2, this is the custom audience and it will be the source for this lookalike audience. Okay. So you have selected the source. Now you have to select audience location. So basically it will find lookalike audiences to this custom audience in the locations that you select. You can select either one location, one city, one country, or even multiple locations. So for this example, I am selecting United States as the audience location. So this is done. Now just come down. The next step is to select audience size. So this is basically the number of lookalike audiences you want to create. If you again hover around this symbol, what it says is you can create multiple lookalikes with different levels of similarity to your source. This allows you to bid differently for audiences with different conversion values. So basically with this same website visitor 2 custom audience, we can create either one lookalike audience or we can create multiple lookalike audience. We can ask Facebook to create one or multiple lookalike audience. And because it is trying to find similar people, it will create multiple models to find those similar audiences. So for this example, let's stick to just one lookalike audience. And then when you go down, you have to select this percentage range. So it ranges from 0 to 1% till 10%. So what it says is basically, if you select a 1% range, a 1% lookalike consists of the account center accounts, basically people who are available on Facebook, Instagram, most similar to your lookalike audience source. Okay, so if you select 1%, Facebook will find people who are most similar to your custom audience. And you can see here the audience size is 2.8 million, which is good enough, right? This is, again, we can see here estimated reach is almost 2.8 million. But if you want to increase this range, if you want to make it from 1% to 2%, your audience size will increase. It will go from 2.8 to 5.5 million. But as it says here, increasing the percentage creates a bigger audience, but a broader audience as well. So these 2% people, obviously now you have a larger size. You have 5.5 million people, but they are not the most closest to your custom audience. Okay. So ideally, in most of the cases, what we suggest is you go with 1% only, because what we are trying to do is we are trying to find the most similar audience. And the audience size is also good enough. 2.8 million is a good enough size for any ad campaign. So in this case, we can stick to it. In rare cases, when your audience size is very small, for instance, maybe if in this case it was just only 28,000, then you could have increased your percentage range. Understood? But again, in most of the cases, you will keep it as 1%. So your new lookalike audience has been named as 1% of US website visitor 2. So this is a combination of the percentage range that you have selected, the location that you have selected, and the custom audience name. Again, if you hover around this, the lookalike audience name includes the locations, audience size you selected, as well as the source you used to create it. This nomenclature is created in a way so that it helps you to find the right lookalike later, because see, being a performance marketer or being a digital marketer, you will create multiple audiences, and we just want to remember when we come back to our ad account, we want to remember which audience is what. So that's why this nomenclature is kept very simple. So now we are done. Just summarizing again, you have selected the source of your lookalike. So you have selected the custom audience with which you want your lookalike to be similar to. You have selected the location, number of lookalikes you want, and the percentage range for the similarity. And that's it. You can simply click on create audience and your audience will be created. So as you can see here, lookalike audience US 1%, website visitor 2. So this audience is created. It is populating as of now, but it is available for use. Let's create one more lookalike audience with this another custom audience we created with the lead form. Click on this 3 icon, or instead of selecting this box directly, there is another way also. You just go to create audience, click on lookalike audience. Again, go to this section, select an audience, select an existing audience or data source, go to other sources, come down, lead form audience 2, right? This is the custom audience we had created, lead form audience 2. So this is selected here. Again, select audience location. In this case, I am selecting India. Number of lookalike audience. Again, we are going with one option only. And same, the range is 1%. So the audience size which I am getting is 5.9 million. Again, a good enough size, so I don't need to change anything. And this is the name of the lookalike audience, 1% of IN lead form audience 2. So this is created. Simply click on create audience and you are done. So we have created 2 lookalike audiences in this video, and we have learned how to create lookalike audiences. Now, okay, we know how to create lookalike audience, but how to use it. So again, go back to your ads account, go to your ads manager, click on create. So we'll create a new campaign. So I won't cover the entire campaign creation process. I just want to show you how to use these lookalike audiences in your campaign. So select any objective. Let's create traffic as an objective. Click on continue. Campaign name, new traffic campaign. We are not changing much. Just go down. Click on next. Conversion is send traffic to your website. So I'm not changing much here. This is covered in detail in other videos. Right now, I just want to show you how to use that audience, right? So go down and here you can see custom audiences, correct? In this audience section. So click on this search box and here you can see it is showing all, or you will see lookalike audiences also here. So it's already visible, but you can specifically go to the lookalike audience section and you can see the 2 lookalikes which we have created just now. Lookalike IN 1%, lead form audience 2, and lookalike US 1% website visitor 2. The third lookalike audience is something which I have already created earlier for one of my requirements. So simply select any of the lookalike audiences here. I am selecting the first one. Correct. So your lookalike audience is appearing here and it is showing estimated audience size also of around 49 lakh to 57 lakh. And then there are other things which you can edit easily if you want. So this is how simply you add the lookalike audience in your ad campaign. Then simply click on next. In this part, simply use the creative which you want to use for your ad and click on publish. So that's it guys. It is very easy to create lookalike audiences for your ads, but it is a very powerful tool to supercharge your ad campaigns. Use this knowledge to optimize your campaigns and find a wider audience, and do subscribe to this channel for more such informative videos.